No guts, no glory. In 1986, the Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers brought something completely different to Saturday mornings, a space western where four lawmen with brain implants protected the frontier from the evil Queen of the Crown. Zachary Foxx, Shane Goose Gooseman, Doc Hartford, and Nico weren't just heroes, they were complex, flawed characters in a show darker than anything else on kids' TV. Galaxy Rangers mixed anime-style animation, sci-fi mythology, and cowboy aesthetics into something that felt years ahead of its time. It only lasted one season, but it left a massive impression on everyone who saw it. Today, we're diving into 10 wild facts about Galaxy Rangers that most fans never knew, from its groundbreaking animation to heartbreaking storylines and bizarre creative choices. Before we jump to hyperspace, subscribe to Pure Nostalgia and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next mission into the cartoons and toys that made the 80s and 90s legendary. Fact 1. One of the first American anime-style cartoons, animated in Japan. The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers was created by Robert Mandel and produced by Gaylord Entertainment, but here's the key. It was animated entirely by Tokyo Movie Shinsha in Japan, one of the most prestigious anime studios in the world. TMS had worked on classics like Lupin III, Astro Boy, and later Akira. This gave Galaxy Rangers a visual quality that was miles beyond most American Saturday morning cartoons. The action was fluid, the backgrounds were detailed, the character animation had weight and expression. It moved and felt like anime because it was anime, just written and voiced in America. For American kids in 1986, this was mind-blowing. Most cartoons used cheaper studios with stiff animation and recycled loops. Galaxy Rangers looked cinematic, with dramatic camera angles, dynamic lighting, and fight choreography that wouldn't feel out of place in a theatrical release. It proved that American storytelling combined with Japanese animation talent could create something truly special. Fact 2. Zachary Foxx's tragic backstory drives the entire series. The pilot episode, Phoenix, opens with one of the darkest origin stories in 80s animation. Captain Zachary Foxx, his wife Eliza, and their children are attacked by the Queen of the Crown's forces. Eliza is killed, and the Queen traps her soul inside a psychocrystal, a glowing prison that keeps her consciousness alive, but enslaved forever. Zachary loses his left arm and leg in the battle and gets them replaced with advanced cyberware. His son joins the military, his daughter Jessica becomes Ranger Nico years later, and Zachary spends the entire series haunted by one mission: rescue his wife's soul from the Queen. This isn't a side plot, it's the emotional engine of the show. For a Saturday morning cartoon, this was shockingly heavy. Most 80s heroes had simple motivations: stop the bad guys, protect the innocent. Zachary Foxx was driven by grief, revenge, and the impossible hope of bringing his wife back. That personal tragedy gave Galaxy Rangers emotional stakes that most toy-driven shows would never touch.
Fact 3. Series 5 implants gave each Ranger unique superpowers. The Galaxy Rangers aren't just regular space cops, they're enhanced by experimental Series 5 brain implants that amplify their natural abilities into superpowers. Each Ranger's implant works differently based on their personality and skills. Shane Goose Gooseman gets enhanced strength and limited shape-shifting. Nico gains powerful psychic abilities, telepathy, and healing powers. Walter Doc Hartford can interface directly with computers and hack systems with his mind. Zachary Foxx gets superhuman reflexes, enhanced combat skills, and the ability to push through pain that would drop a normal person. These implants turned the Rangers into a superhero team disguised as space marshals. They could take on entire armies, psychic monsters, and alien warlords because their brains had been upgraded into living weapons. The implants also raised moral questions that the show occasionally explored. What happens when the government experiments on people? What are the side effects? And what happens if the implants fail? Galaxy Rangers used its tech to ask uncomfortable questions about enhancement and control. Fact 4. Goose Gooseman is a failed supersoldier with a dark past. Shane Goose Gooseman isn't just the team's muscle, He's the product of a horrifying government experiment called Project New Frontier. He was created in a lab, genetically engineered to be the perfect soldier, stronger, faster, meaner, and designed to follow orders without question. But the project failed. Goose and the other super troopers developed independence, emotions, and moral codes that made them impossible to control. Most were killed or imprisoned. Goose escaped and eventually joined the Galaxy Rangers, but his past haunts him throughout the series. Episodes reveal his struggle with anger, identity, and the question of whether he's even fully human. Goose represents one of the darkest themes in 80s animation, the cost of creating weapons out of people. He's a tragic figure, powerful and loyal, but also broken by the same system that now employs him. His cowboy swagger and wisecracking attitude hide deep trauma, and fans loved him for it. Goose became the breakout character of the series precisely because he felt the most real. Fact 5. The Queen of the Crown uses soul-capturing psychocrystals. The main villain, the Queen of the Crown, rules her empire through one of the creepiest technologies in 80s cartoons, psychocrystals. These glowing gems contain the trapped souls of conquered beings, their consciousness ripped from their bodies and imprisoned forever in crystalline form. The Queen uses these crystals to spy on her enemies, power her Slaverlord ghost servants, and control entire populations. Victims are alive inside the crystals, aware but helpless, their psychic energy drained to fuel the Crown's war machine. Zachary Foxx's wife Eliza is one of those souls, and rescuing her becomes his obsession. This soul-trapping concept made the Queen far more terrifying than typical cartoon witches or warlords. She didn't just kill people, she enslaved their minds forever. The stakes were existential, and the horror was real. Galaxy Rangers didn't shy away from showing what happened to psychocrystal victims, and it scared kids in the best way possible.
Fact 6. 65 episodes in one massive season. Daily syndication marathon. Galaxy Rangers didn't follow the typical 2 seasons, 13 episodes each model. Instead, it produced 65 episodes in one massive season designed for daily syndication, meaning it aired 5 days a week in many markets. This strip syndication approach was common in the 80s for shows that wanted maximum exposure. Kids could tune in every weekday and follow ongoing storylines: Zachary's quest for his wife, Goose's buried memories, Nico's growing psychic powers, and the Rangers' war against the Crown. It felt like a space opera with real continuity. But the brutal production schedule also caused problems. Animation quality varied wildly between episodes. Some storylines felt rushed, and character designs occasionally shifted. Still, 65 episodes gave the show room to build a massive universe with recurring villains, alien cultures, and deep mythology. Galaxy Rangers felt bigger than most 80s cartoons because it had the time to develop its world properly. Fact 7. Buzzwang, the breakdancing robot ranger everyone hated. If Galaxy Rangers has a universally despised character, it's Buzzwang, a small, hovering robot with a shrill voice who breakdances, spouts 80s slang, and constantly screws up missions. He was meant to be comic relief. He became an annoying disaster. Creator Robert Mandel wanted a light-hearted character to balance the show's dark tone, but Buzzwang backfired spectacularly. His high-pitched voice grated on viewers, his breakdancing felt forced and dated even in the 80s, and his incompetence often put the Rangers in danger. Fans actively wished he would be destroyed. Buzzwang represents everything wrong with forced comic relief in serious shows. While the other Rangers dealt with trauma, loss, and existential threats, Buzzwang was spinning on his head and yelling catchphrases. Modern fans cite him as the show's biggest flaw, and many rewatch guides recommend skipping his focus episodes entirely. Fact 8. Waldo and Zozo, the alien cowboys who started it all. The opening narration mentions 2 peaceful aliens who gave Earth the technology for faster-than-light travel, kickstarting humanity's expansion into the galaxy. Those aliens are Waldo Zeptic, a duck-like Andorian con artist, and Zozo, his dim-witted blue Kirwinian sidekick. Waldo and Zozo are recurring characters who embody the space western vibe perfectly. They're frontier hustlers in cowboy hats, selling junk tech, running scams, and getting in over their heads. They're selfish, greedy, and cowardly, but they also have moments of unexpected heroism when pushed. Their episodes mix humor with heart, showing the underbelly of the galaxy beyond the Rangers' heroism. Waldo and Zozo represent the messy, chaotic frontier reality where not everyone is a hero or a villain. Some people are just trying to survive and maybe make a quick buck. They ground the epic scope of Galaxy Rangers in relatable, flawed characters.
Fact 9. Slaverlords, horrifying psychic ghost servants. The Queen's Slaverlords are some of the creepiest villains in 80s animation. Translucent, glowing ghosts powered by psychocrystals who possess living beings and spy for the crown. They whisper, float through walls, and take over minds without warning. Rangers fight Slaverlords using their Series 5 implants and special blasters designed to disrupt psychic energy. Freeing a Slaverlord's host requires destroying the psychocrystal controlling it, which risks killing the trapped soul inside. Every Slaverlord battle had real moral stakes. Slaverlords pushed Galaxy Rangers into genuine horror territory. The possession angle, the ghostly designs, the whispering voices, they scared kids more than laser battles or monster fights. They represented the Queen's ultimate violation, stealing your body and mind, turning you into a weapon against your will. Fact 10. Almost no toys, yet became a cult classic. Unlike G.I. Joe, Transformers, or He-Man, Galaxy Rangers had almost no merchandising. There were no major action figures, playsets, or vehicles. A few companies released comics and VHS tapes, but that was it. This lack of toys is shocking for an 80s cartoon, especially one that looked this expensive to produce. But it also freed the show creatively. Without toy company mandates, writers could focus on character, story, and themes instead of introducing new vehicles every week to sell plastic. Despite zero merchandising support, Galaxy Rangers built a devoted cult following that survives today. Fans praise its mature writing, complex characters, diverse cast. Nico was one of the strongest female leads in 80s animation, and willingness to tackle dark themes. It's often called the best 80s cartoon nobody remembers, a show that chose storytelling over toy sales and became a legend because of it. The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers was bold, dark, and years ahead of its time. It mixed space opera, westerns, horror, and mature sci-fi into Saturday morning TV that respected its audience. 4 Rangers with brain implants, a villain who trapped souls in crystals, tragic backstories, and alien hustlers. It had everything. Even without toys or a second season, Galaxy Rangers left a mark that still resonates. It proved that cartoons could be smart, emotional, and visually stunning without compromising for merchandising. It's a forgotten masterpiece that deserves to be remembered alongside the giants of 80s animation. Now it's your turn. Which Galaxy Ranger was your favorite? Zachary's quest to save his wife? Goose's tragic past? Nico's psychic powers? Do you remember hating Buzzwang? Tell us your Galaxy Rangers memories in the comments below. And if this trip to the frontier brought back memories, subscribe to Pure Nostalgia, smash that like button, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the cartoons and toys that made the 80s and 90s unforgettable.